All right, let's get down to business now with Kate Moody, who's joined us on set with the day's business news. Kate, good morning to you. Germany's economy minister is wrapping up a 3-day visit to Iran this Tuesday. He's been highlighting the business opportunities for European companies. Of course, they've been looking forward to this market being opened up.
Exactly. Western firms have really just been waiting for these international sanctions to be lifted. We are getting one step closer to that now, as the UN Security Council has now approved last week's nuclear deal. That paves the way for these measures to be lifted later on this year. Now, Sigmar Gabriel is in Tehran. He's leading a 100-member delegation, which includes representatives of German heavyweights like Mercedes-Benz and Volkswagen. Now, Germany's exports to Iran are already worth 2.7 billion euros a year. Berlin is hoping to double that amount. The countries plan to hold an economic conference later this summer to kickstart their new relationship.
We mainly talked about how to improve the relationship between the two countries, which has been depressed because of the sanctions. We decided to restart the Iran-Germany Economic Commission, which has been suspended for 14 years.
German companies hope to resume economic exchanges between the two countries, which is in the interest of both.
The markets now, we've seen stocks rising in Asia, green across the board there. The Shanghai Composite is leading gains and trading up about 1%. Energy stocks, though, have been dragging down trading a bit. Oil prices are dipping still further as investors prepare for the possible entry of Iranian oil to an already oversupplied market. This again looking ahead to the possible lifting of international sanctions. We're also seeing gold prices holding near a 5-year low that they hit on Monday.
Perhaps let's meander through Wall Street, since we're looking at the markets. Wall Street saw a new player on Monday as PayPal made its debut.
Yeah, this is following its official split from eBay on Friday. The payment system was launched on the NASDAQ as an independent, publicly traded company, and it did quite well. PayPal shares jumped as much as 11% on their first day of trading. That values the company at $52 billion. The firm is hoping to cash in on the rise of mobile payments and the growing digitization of money.
We start this new chapter with great confidence in our future. We've entered a time of unprecedented change that will fundamentally redefine the role that money plays in people's lives. No company is in a better position to deliver the benefits of this transformation to people around the world than an independent PayPal.
All right, so PayPal, good stock to buy right now. That's my trading tip for the day. In northern France, hundreds of farmers are still blocking roads in a protest against low prices. What's going on exactly?
Well, there's a lot of chaos up in northern France, actually. The farmers are even blocking access to Mont Saint-Michel, which is one of the country's top tourist spots. Dairy, pork, and beef producers are calling for more government support as they face a sluggish export market and cheap competition from other EU countries. About 10% of French livestock producers are thought to be on the verge of bankruptcy. Now, farming unions are due to meet with the agriculture minister on Thursday, and as they try to breathe new life into the sector, many are looking to their neighbours for inspiration. Ellen Gainsford has more.
A giant carousel in this German farm helps to milk more than 100,000 cows. Robotics and industrialized methods. This is how Germany has overtaken France in the beef industry. In 2010, the French milk industry was worth 7.8 million euros. Less than Germany at 9 million euros. In this farm, an hour and a half from Berlin, ultra-modern technology is in use. Here, cows are kept permanently in stalls. It's quantity over quality. In France, it's the opposite. Cows are left free in the open air. A contrast in conditions that's even bigger in pork farming. The pig farmers in France sell their pork at almost the same price as the Germans. The difference comes after leaving the abattoir. When the pork becomes processed, the price again goes up, 12 euros per kilo for France and 8 euros for Germany, making the German meat much cheaper and so more exportable. How to explain such a big gap in competitivity? The answers in this abattoir. The workers filming here with their mobile phones are Romanian, Bulgarian and Polish. Workers without a contract, who until last year didn't have any minimum wage. A practice that is regularly denounced by the beef industry in France.
Finally, the U.S. and Cuba have officially relaunched diplomatic ties. We know that. But what's interesting about this one, Havana now trying to promote one very important export on the market, rum.
Yeah, and Cuban authorities are actually trying to get the World Trade Organization involved in a dispute about the production and sale of Cuban rum in the United States. Now, Havana Club is a brand that some rum aficionados might be familiar with. It's produced in a distillery in Cuba in partnership with the French drinks giant Pernod Ricard. It's sold everywhere around the world except in the United States, which still has an embargo on it. Now, there are bottles of Havana Club that are sold in the U.S., but those are produced by Bacardi, which is the once famous Cuban manufacturer, which is now exiled and based in Puerto Rico. So there's quite a lot of diplomacy going on here. Pernod and Cuban officials say they're willing to market their rum under a new name, the name Havanista instead of Havana Club, if the U.S. lifts that embargo. But they want the WTO to increase pressure on Washington to make that happen faster as they try to break into that very, very lucrative American market.
All right, business news Moody style for this half hour on France 24. Thank you very much. We'll see you a little later on. And thanks for staying with us. We're back in just a moment with more.